Hi everyone. Hope you guys are good. It's good to have you guys back today. In today's class, I'll teach us how to cut a basque corset with a very deep neck. It's a very deep neckline. I'll show us how to draft it on the pattern today. So you can first you can measure out 7 or 7.5 inches for the neck, just to start up the whole thing. Then get your underbust like this. The underbust I'm using is 14. Then the half length is 19. Which is the waist. Then the full length is 23. The front is going to be the sharpness. That sharpness is going to be 23. Then you get the lines. You roll the lines like this. Don't get confused about the 7.5 or 8 inches I measured out initially. That is for the neck. That's for the neckline. But we are still going to deepen the whole stuff later. So this is the under bust. So the bust point is 10.5. You get your bust point. In this case, you don't really need a upper bust line. So let me just label it so that those lines will not confuse you. Under bust, waist, then the length, the full length. So now, after when you might have done this, you are going to get your bust span measurement, that is nipple to nipple, divided by 2. And that is what you are going to mark all through. That is what you are going to mark all through. Then you connect it all through. So after that, come to your under bust. Measure 1 inch from both sides. Same thing here. Same thing here. Then you are going to connect it. You are going to connect it like this. So this other side, you are going to get 1 inch too. Then you just curve like this. Sorry, don't mind me. I always prefer using my free hand instead of using a ruler. I prefer using my free hand. So you're just going to curve like this. So after curving it that way, then this other side too, you are going to connect it. You are getting 1 inch too. You are going to connect it this way. So now you take your bust measurement, under bust, waist, then the hip measurement at that down part. So now the bust measurement is 38 inches divided by 4. Then I'm adding 2.5 inches allowance. You can decide to even add 3. Then the round under bust is 32. You are going to mark it. Just dot. Then these 2 inches here, you are going to add it. Then plus your normal 2.5 inches allowance that we're adding. You are doing the same thing on the waistline. The waistline is 33. You dot. Then these 2 inches here, you add it. Then plus your normal 2.5 inches sewing allowance. So I'm just going to connect. I'm not going to take that hip measurement on that last line because at the end of the day, I'm going to trim it off. So there's no need. So whatever you have on your waistline can go all through. So this is it. So now here is going to be a little trickish, because this down part now, if it's not going to have net at the upper part, you can just take your 1 inch like this. If it's going to be a tube corset, like it's sleeveless, you can just take your 1 inch, then you go like this, just our normal regular tube corset. That is when you are going to make use of that. But in this case, it's not really going to be necessary, but I just put it there. So now you measure 2 inches from this your waist under bust line. You measure 2 inches down. Then the wideness is going to be 1 inch, like this. You want to give it that sharp, that the deepness of that front part, that sharp edge. The 1 inch here, then 2 inches here. So all you need to do now is just, just like I said, if it's going to be two, that's when you make use of that line. But in this case now, I don't think we are really going to use it. So all you need to do is just curve like this, as if you're making a V kind of neck. Then you connect it this way. That is, if you want it to be tube, you can still follow that line. But if you don't want it to be tube, just connect it to the normal. If you don't want it to be tube, you can just make it straight. When you come like this, you can just decide to come straight. There's going to have net. If you want it to have net at the upper part, you can decide to come that way. Sorry, don't mind the way that place is rough. I just hope you guys got the message. So from here, just connect like this. You connect like this. So from here now, you can have like 1.5 inch. Yeah, so that it just guide you on where to connect. 1.5 inch. Then this side, I usually said either 2 or 2.5. You can use 2, you can use 2.5. Then this side, 1 inch. 1 inch like this. So just use your free hand. If you know your hand is not going to be straight, you can get your compass and or this curve ruler to get whatever you want. So this is it. This is it. So just curve like this. You can see the shape. You can see the way it is. So all you need to do now is just cut out. So the basque aspect, you can cut it now, or you can even do it later, maybe after joining. You can also cut it. You can also shape it by then. But now you can still do it. So whichever one you want to do. So either now or then. So just cut out like this. You can see the basque shape already. So this is the neck. So if you want it to have a yoke, you are going to attach that. If you don't want it to have a yoke, depends on your choice. So just curve like this. Then cut out this shape too. Then you also cut this other one. You also cut this other one. So mind you, this center one now, this small piece now that we are going to cut out, normally that is what you are supposed to use to cover your, what is it called, as a bra cup. This is the two piece you use in covering your bra cup. Then if you like, you can decide not to even use these two and just cover the bra cup, whichever way is going to be easy for you. You not here so that you know that that is where you are joining together. But it will be better if you use this piece, so that by the time you fit it in, It's better you use this piece so that by the time you put it on that cup, it will fit in that shape. So cutting the back now, the back is not going to have that basque shape. It's not going to have that basque curve. So all you need to do is just let it align with the half length, which is the waistline. Then you are going to leave 1 inch in between like this. That is going to serve as a back dart. Just leave 1 inch in between like this. That is going to serve as a back dart. Then here you are going to leave 2 inches for the zip. That is if it's going to have zip at the back. Then the neck you can just connect straight like this, or maybe you can just come down a little bit and you give it any kind of back neck shape that you want. You can decide to make it straight, then you can decide to make it curve a little bit like this. Then here too you are going to connect. You are going to connect like this. So you are going to cut it out. Let me rule this dart line so that you understand that that is the dart line. That is dart at the back. So that is it. So if you want it to have zip, the zip allowance is going to be there 2 inches. If you want it to have all these lace at the back like this, so you are going to you can trim that out on the pattern. So all you need to do is for it not to be too wide, just measure 1.5 inch at this down part, then 2 inches at this upper part. So if it's going to have lace at the back, that is rope. So definitely the zip allowance is going to be useless. Then you still mark out 1.5 at the down part, 2 inches at the upper part. So that is where the lace is going to come out. So it's going to be like that. You can decide to just use bias to create small or you get your eyelet or this grommet stuff to punch holes there so that it will be neat and unique. So that's that about the back. So this front now, all you need to do is just join these two pieces, use it to cover the bra cup. Then by the time you use it to cover the cup like that and you fix it, it's going to give you that V kind of shape, and it's going to be very deep. It's going to come like this. So it's as simple as that. You can just try it, get a fabric and try it. Thank you very much everybody for watching. Please don't forget to share and subscribe.